Are you ready?
Yeah. Do I look like an idiot?
Yeah.
Probably. You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in
You got a friend in me.
Oh, Lord.
When a roller, rubber head, and your miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
All right. All right.
You
Here,
just
grab
remember what your old pal said. You got a friend in me.
Welcome back to Sips of Cinema. Today we're enjoying some Caprisun while talking about Toy Story. I'm your host, Cameron Kozak, and this is my co-host, my brother, Chandler Kozak.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you can see, we're also dressed as the characters of Toy Story, so we're having some fun with that. Don't get too excited about that happening every single episode, but I thought, hey, may as well get in the spirit because Toy Story 5 is going to be coming out later this year. It's May 28th, I believe. I know it's in May. I know it's a May release.
I thought it was going to be later.
My birthday's May 24th, and I was like, oh, Toy Story's coming out right around my birthday. So call me crazy. I might be wrong, but you can fact check that. But yeah, Toy Story 5 is coming out this year, and we decided that we wanted to talk about that because Toy Story is epic, and we went back and we rewatched all the Toy Story movies, so Toy Story 1 through 4. We didn't watch Lightyear. Which we can talk about because
we can still talk about
it's
it.
fresh in our minds. You know, it's not like it's an old movie or whatever. But yeah, so we're just gonna talk about all the Toy Story movies, their impact on the film industry, the animation world, and all that stuff. So let's get started on Toy Story 1. This movie came out, 30 years ago. I think it was 1995.
Or not 95.
Yeah, it was 1995. So it had its 30-year anniversary last year, which is just incredible. And rewatching this movie, like I think I love the original Toy Story movie, and I think as a kid watching it, it creeped me out. Like just like
like the thought of
just
toys.
like
being
not that, but like the animation. So like Sid always freaked me out.
Oh, that for
like
sure,
the
yeah.
dog kind of freaked me out, and I think that is kind of why I would prefer to watch either like Toy Story 2 or Toy Story 3. But I still love Toy Story so much, and I mean it's crazy how far animation has come since this movie has come out. Because
yeah, for
what
sure.
what I find so interesting about Toy Story, like the first Toy Story and the all the sequels that come after it, is that they all look so like similar. Like we know our characters, we know what Woody looks like, we know what Buzz looks like, but they just have like over the years the animation has just gotten better and better and better. Like I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but like when I watch the original Toy Story, I'm like, yeah, these look just like, it's not like the animation has changed or like the design. The animation has changed, but the design themselves have pretty much stayed the same, like almost identical, like nothing except what I did notice while watching Toy Story 4 is that Bo Peep really changed.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
Bo Peep was probably like one of the only characters that truly changed that much.
I think the newer style of animation, it strayed more from the concept of them being toys and more to them being actual people.
Yeah,
in terms of like an animated sense.
Yep.
Because they had way more. I don't want to say like fluidity in their like animations, but their faces and like the way that they were animated and they moved and they spoke, it looked way less toy-like.
Well, like yeah, and I think Bo Peep is probably one of the better examples of that because Bo Peep in the original Toy Story actually looked like a porcelain porcelain statue, and in the newest one in Toy Story 4, she still looks like a shiny porcelain doll, but it just like you said, I think there's with her character in Toy Story 4 it definitely felt more just human-like, but at least like Buzz and Woody, I think Woody over the years has only increasingly looked more like a toy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just think like you can really see all the details in like in his face, like his plastic face. I think he looks more like a toy than he did like before. But that's what I appreciate about these movies because they didn't really change much except for that the animation has really just gotten that much better.
Yeah, it did get a lot better. It was so when I went to go rewatch them. Initially, I just didn't watch the first one because I was like, oh, well, we're all going to watch 2 and 3 together and all this kind of stuff. So I'll just, if I want to, I'll go back and I'll revisit it. It was like a big shock starting with 2 and 3 and then going back to 1 because like the animation is obviously it's dated.
Sorry.
What?
Nothing. I'm just.
Me being Buzz.
And you're dressed as Buzz talking.
I was sitting, while you were talking, I was trying to refrain from laughing because I was doing the same thing. Y'all better run these numbers.
Yeah,
up. I swear to
seriously,
God.
we're doing this. We're doing this for you.
But yeah, it was rough. Like I obviously looked past it, and it was like the movie was so monumental when it came out, being the first like fully animated Pixar movie.
Mm-hmm.
But or sorry, Pixar's first movie, the first fully animated movie.
Not the first fully animated movie. First full computer
animation.
Yeah, computer.
Yes,
animated
obviously
movie.
not like hand drawn. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, and the funny thing about it being like the first animated movie, first computer animated movie, is that they were still like trying to learn how to like the best and easiest way to do it, and one of those ways is that I don't know if you noticed this, but all of Andy's friends look like Andy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's really like
Yeah.
once you grow up and like rewatch these movies, you pick up on those things. And like I also noticed like when the characters talked, like mainly Rex, you can see like his chin area, like the plastic actually like phases through the rest of his body so that he can talk. And then I noticed in the next movies they figured out a way around that so it wasn't doing that. But yeah, that I think Andy's friends looking all like Andy is so distracting now.
Yep.
Like I thought when I was a kid, when someone first pointed that out to me like online, I didn't really like look too much into it, and I thought that they really tried to hide it, like all the kids, like kind of like how they hid like the parents' faces and all that kind of stuff. But on this rewatch, if you can see all those kids' faces clear as day, same hair, same body, same face. It's just like very weird.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think it was cool the way that they tied in like, I don't know. Do you want to go in order from like 1 to 2 to 3 to 4?
Yeah, I figured. Well, we can.
Not matter?
Well, we can go in order, but we can talk like if we have something that we can, that you want to bring up in a future film that relates to whatever you're talking about, then that's fine.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I mean, all I was going to say was I thought it was cool how each movie they did like a callback to something else from the previous movie or something that like, so like at the beginning of the first Toy Story movie when they show him playing with the toys and it's like, like the piggy bank and the Mr. Potato Head's evil and he has a dog that turns into a force field and all that kind of stuff. It was cool how in the first movie it was him playing with the toys, and then the beginning of the third movie was like a reenactment of the intro of the first movie, but fully animated, showing it happening instead of him playing with the toys. Because it was the same thing. It was like the troll dolls on a train going away, and Woody was there trying to save them. And
It's cool. Yeah, it is cool. How
I didn't know
like,
that until I rewatched these. That they tied it back together. And the same thing with Bo Peep, how in the third movie, Woody was like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it."
Yep.
And then the way they started the fourth movie was by showing Bo Peep's backstory and how she left.
That, and then was it the end of was it? It may have been the end of 3, or maybe it was the beginning of 4. It might have been the beginning of 4 because it was when they were showing flashbacks of Andy playing with Woody, and then he like is like making him like fly around or whatnot, and then it transitions into old Andy doing the same thing and then giving it to Bonnie.
Yeah, that was the same intro sequence.
Was that in
the
4?
beginning of 4? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I almost like teared up there. I was like, oh man.
They showed like the separation of Woody and Bo, because like Woody was like almost gonna go with Bo, like slip into the box.
Yeah.
So then they showed how Bo got taken away, and then how Woody moved from Andy onto Bonnie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very cool. I like how they did it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's very, because when people like, because that's what I was thinking. Because when you go into 3, when like imagine watching 3 for the first time and you're just seeing like all these toys doing it, like you think, oh, is this like actually like a plot point of this movie? And then it does just like show you that it's just the kid's imagination. And I really do. I agree with you. I think that was a really cool way of showing that. It was almost like kind of like how the Lego movie did it, where it was like, since it's like, and actually there are theories about Toy Story and how the toys aren't actually alive. We're just watching it play out of like kids playing with the toys, and I don't actually necessarily believe that theory because I feel like so much that happens in these movies kind of like retcon that because there's so
Yeah.
many interactions with actual humans that it doesn't really make sense why that theory would be a thing.
That's a really imaginative kid.
Yeah.
he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna play with my toys. But, oh, toys, you gotta stop now.
Yeah.
Because there's another person coming in the room.
Yeah. But yeah, and I have a couple would you rather's, and I think I have 4, so I figured we'd do
Yeah, I've got a couple
one.
too.
I figured we'd do like one with each movie when we talk about it. But all right, my first would you rather. So, would you rather A, the Toy Story franchise having ended on number 3, but it ended like being the worst of the trilogy, still a good movie and even great, some would say, but still a letdown.
Okay.
Or B, have the franchise end on Toy Story 6 and the ending still accentuates the concept of life of a toy further by having them all die in a house fire.
Damn. I guess I would take the latter and have it go to 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I personally think that 3 is the best, and it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
And like the other movies are still good, and I can still appreciate them for like the animating feats that they are, but 3 is just too good to suddenly turn it into a bad movie.
Yeah.
Just so that the
Or
others
just like an
don't
okay
exist.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think 3 is just too good
Yeah.
to turn it into something that's
Yeah.
just so that there's more.
But damn,
Or-
you'd want to see these toys get burned alive?
No,
Yeah.
no, man, I don't want to see that. I just want to go see the movie.
No, that's fair. I agree. I think I would much rather keep Toy Story 3 how it is because it is, as far as I'm concerned, it is a perfect ending. Like it is. Like it's not like it really sets up. It doesn't. I mean, obviously it sets up sequels because we have the sequels, but it doesn't really, like, if it had ended on 3, we wouldn't be thinking like, oh, like where, like
What's
what
gonna
are they,
happen
like
next?
what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Like we didn't have any sort of thoughts like that. It had a perfect ending.
It was a good end to the Andy arc.
Yeah.
And that's all that was really needed.
Yeah, I have a really good would you rather that I'm excited. I think we're gonna get to it when we hit Toy Story, when we hit to talking about Toy Story 3 because I really like the would you rather that
okay.
I have. But go ahead with yours.
Let's see, which one do I want to do right now?
But wait 1 second. But before we go, we can ask the audience too, just so we can have clips for TikTok and Instagram. Would you rather A, the Toy Story franchise end on number 3, so it having end on number 3, but it end up being the worst in the trilogy, still a good movie and even great some would say, but still a letdown, or B, have the franchise end on Toy Story 6 and the ending still accentuates the concept of the life of a toy further by having them all die in a house fire. We both agree. Yeah, I know. It is I was writing that and I was like, how can I just like make this so hard to answer? But I mean, we both said we would rather have Toy Story 6 end with all of them burning alive. So yeah, what would you want? But go ahead with yours now.
And then let's see, which one? I did more of like, not would you rather's in the sense of like from the outside perspective of seeing movies.
Yeah.
I did it more like being in
Okay.
the movie.
Yeah,
like, what situations would you want to be in?
Okay, cool. Love to hear.
So we kind of maybe I'll save this one for later
Okay.
then, since it does talk more about stuff that happens in like number 4. Let's see. Okay. Would you I mean, I guess I'll just do this one now because
Okay.
I do like it.
All right.
Would you rather would you rather be a toy
Okay.
and exist in a situation kind of like similar to like how the toys were with Andy, where you had an owner, you lived in the house, it was fulfilling, you took care of that kid, or would you rather be a lost toy?
Oh. Wait, repeat the first part. So be like a toy in the Toy Story. How you
Yeah.
have like a
Have like an owner that plays with you, that takes care of you, that whatever,
or be a
or
lost
would you rather be a lost toy?
Ooh.
And the reason I was gonna save it until we talk about 4 is because that's really when they start talking about like the idea and like the concept of a lost toy.
Yeah.
Outside of the perspective of being
Uh-huh.
like, oh no, it's a lost toy, but
That's a good question. I think that
and I guess lost is a subjective term that you could use on it. But would you rather be a toy that's in a house potentially with other toys where it's the same person would come and play with you,
Mhm.
or would you rather be like on your own?
Oh, I mean, I think I'd rather be with an owner. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I think. You would rather be on your own?
Yeah, I think
Really?
I think I'd rather be on my own.
Why?
I mean, I feel like, and they kind of talk about it in number 4, but how Woody was lost until he was lost. How he was lost as a toy with an owner because he was so fixated on
Yeah.
making sure that they were okay and like they were being taken care of and that they were having a good upbringing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Bo is out doing her own thing, existing, and you know, sure, every now and then she'll get played with because somebody would randomly find the toy and then lose it again or whatever. But she just got to, you know, do her own thing and exist and explore and.
Yeah, I think that's a good question because I mean, I think in this case I think toys are immortal until they're destroyed or until they're just other than I think they're immortal. So I think at first I would love to be like a toy for a kid to play with and learn like, you know, certain things about life and grow up and watch someone grow like that. I think it would be really really cool. But obviously after years and years of having different owners, it would get tiring, and I think like I'd rather be a lost toy and potentially help other toys that haven't had the like that uh what's the word I'm thinking of, had that chance yet of being able to be loved, played with, and enjoyed. I think I would like to help other toys like get that opportunity, and I wouldn't be upset with being like lost or like not needing a person to have to, you know, play with me every single day.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one. I think that is a good one.
Take it out of context.
Yeah.
These sentences are crazy.
I know, but it is a kids movie. And but let's see. All right. So we can move on to Toy Story 2. Oh, and actually, Toy Story 2. So I have a theory. Not really a theory. Yeah, it's not really a theory, but it's more of just like kind of like when we were rewatching it, I was just like, what the heck? Like, what the heck am I watching? This is so like crazy. But Toy Story 2, for the longest time, Toy Story 2 was my favorite, and I don't agree with that opinion anymore. I still love it. I think it's great. But this movie is so good, and I think the reason why I always love this movie so much is because of the scene with Woody getting repaired. I think that scene always was just engraved in my mind.
Like appealing.
It's just
the
so
soundtrack
calming.
they chose, the way that they shot it. Well, animated it.
Well, yeah.
But just like the way, like visually and like aesthetically sounding, it was just I loved it.
Yeah, I think that was just the scene when I was a kid. Like I just always loved watching that scene, and I think as I grew up, I think that's how I always just like connected myself to Toy Story 2. And on this rewatch, I still really like it. I mean, it's actually like this is like where Toy Story starts getting sad because like we get into Jessie's story, we get into, you know, her being kind of a lost toy, but more or less just a she was a lost toy, and then she was I guess I can get into my thoughts about Toy Story 2 on a rewatch because it just was like so apparent to me. So I'll just say that this is my own theory about Toy Story 2. It's kind of it's a little dark.
Okay.
So hold on, but this Toy Story theory might be a little dark. But while I was rewatching Toy Story 2, I feel like the whole movie was referencing human trafficking.
Oh. I can see it.
And I'm like, let's just get past Woody being stolen. Because obviously that's what human trafficking is, stealing. Whatever. We can get past Woody being stolen. That's not the only reason. It just gets weirder as I kept watching the movie. So Jessie, Bullseye, Stinky Pete, they're in captivity forever until they need to be used to the other people's benefits. And Al taking pictures and sending them off to get approval.
Yeah.
Only being able to sell everything if he met certain quotas. And it emphasized in a joking manner on Al working right across the street from his apartment where he does his business. in which I think that emphasizes how these creeps walk among us, and this stuff happens all around us without us knowing. I mean, like, hey, I'm not.
Damn.
Isn't it kind of crazy?
God.
Like now, like
Oh.
now you're gonna start.
Boy.
Now you're gonna start rethinking Toy Story 2, because like no, that's not why they made the movie.
Well, yeah,
they didn't make it to be like
obviously,
but I mean like we could just look at this as just being a kids movie about a creepy about like a weird guy that is trying to sell toys. But when you really start looking at it, and like Jessie having like starting to even forget her memories of being lost and forgotten,
and like the amount of fear that she has of going back in the box.
Exactly. It's crazy. It just kept, as I was watching the movie, it just kept on getting weirder, and like kept getting deeper and deeper into that concept. I mean, I'm not trying to find darkness and sunshine, but I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
these older
Not
older
like-
animated movies,
yeah.
they did do this kind of stuff where they took deeper things and tried to make light. Well, I don't know if "make light of it" is the right terminology, but tried to tell a serious story, but in
In an
a
easy
way
way for,
that
like, yeah.
kids can watch and can laugh. And but like when you really rewatch Toy Story 2 in the mindset of Al being a trafficker, and the movie, I mean, that sounds so crazy saying that out loud, because all this stuff is very scary. But I just rewatch Toy Story 2. It's definitely, to me,
That's
Toy
it.
Story 2 separates itself in very different ways as far as the other Toy Story movies. Because in my opinion, I think all the other Toy Story movies they're emotional, they're sad, they're funny, and they have a lot of adventure. But Toy Story 2 was just got a lot weirder. And the fact that
the whole thing was about
and the fact
escaping.
that yeah, exactly. And the fact that Woody almost even accepted his own fate of
Yeah.
being taken. It just kept getting weirder.
Taken.
Like not even
Liam Neeson.
like just like trying to over exaggerate my point, but like as I was rewatching it, I was like, wait, Woody was stolen, and it like well, one it's about a guy that desperately tried to convince the mom to let him take, or to whatever, give him as much money.
Yeah.
And then, no, I'm not falling for your scheme. And then he takes him anyways. And then he is on the phone with all of his, business people, and is telling them how excited he is that he finally has his whole entire collection finished, and that everything else just is worthless without this piece. It just kept getting more and more weird as you watch this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I'm not the only one that thinks that. And but yeah, rewatch Toy Story 2. I think you'll definitely start to see the weird, like some of the weird things that happen
crazy.
throughout this movie.
It's insane because like you and I rewatched it at the same time,
Yeah.
and I did not think or pick up or like acknowledge any of that at all. And now that you say that, I can't unsee it.
Right?
I can't unsee it.
Well, because I was so distracted because I was going into rewatching Toy Story 2 as like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen Toy Story 2. I'm gonna have I'm just gonna have so much fun watching it, and I did. But then I was watching it, and I was just seeing it in fresh eyes, and I was just so stunned at how everything just kept building up to it. It's not like it was just one thing where like, oh, Woody got stolen. This is a
weird.
human trafficking story.
Yeah.
It's just everything that preceded after that. Even like trying to get him on a plane to travel across the country to get to the destination. It's weird.
Very weird.
It's weird. And now, yeah, you can live the rest of your life without rewatching Toy Story 2 and having these mindsets. It's fine. It's not like there's a huge message behind it.
Oh yeah.
But just when you rewatch it, it's just, you really are like, whoa. It is weird. It is weird.
Taken aback.
So if you're interested, I would definitely recommend going into that mindset of watching it, because it's very weird.
It's
but
also it's not like there's even more to that now that I'm thinking about it too.
Yeah.
Because like Woody got abducted.
Yep.
Taken.
Yep.
And then while he was taken, it wasn't as though he just like accepted it. He was convinced.
Mhm.
They showed him how great his life was as
Yeah.
this movie star and his
Mhm.
show, and like he had all these crazy collectibles, and it like inflated his ego
Mhm.
and like screwed with his head, and
Yeah.
he became okay with it because he was told all these things.
Yep.
When none of that really mattered. Damn.
Groomed.
Damn. Damn.
I know.
Holy shit.
Oh, and I guess technically he was literally groomed. Because he was
Yeah.
rebuilt.
Yep.
Why am I laughing? It's not funny.
That's so fucked up. Not well, the laughing, but like, I just mean the whole
I know, right?
like.
It's crazy. People are gonna start calling us crazy and being like, "You guys
Damn.
are the reason that we can't have nice things."
Damn.
But
Hey, if my childhood got ruined, yours had to too, man. I don't
Yeah,
know what to tell you.
I know.
That's.
I mean,
holy.
maybe it's just from the mind of someone that is like constantly trying to see movies in a different light and try to like see things from different perspectives. But I don't know. Sometimes like that was just so like distracting for me.
Mhm.
It wasn't even like it was just like everything that continued to happen. It kept distracting me. But we'll get off that topic. It's just crazy. So definitely rewatch Toy Story 2 and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. I hope it doesn't ruin your childhood, but you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right, so let's pivot and talk about the corrupt government of Toy Story 3.
Sounds good. But before that, you want to do another Would You Rather?
Yeah, sure.
For Toy Story 2? All right, let's see which one I want to do. You go ahead and do yours first. I got one that really like has no connection to any of these movies, but it's still a fun one. So I guess I'll do that one actually. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first because I feel like yours are more so along like the cinematic
Yeah,
route. For,
and
like,
this
the
one
movies.
honestly, this one's just kind of like fun, just but so, well, they're all fun, but you'll know what I mean when I say it. All right, would you rather A, Woody, Buzz, Sully, and Mike Wazowski swap voice actors, so John Goodman as Woody and Billy Crystal as Buzz and Tom Hanks as Sully and Tim Allen as Wazowski, or B, one of the two movies to have never existed and it's your choice which one gets canned?
Oh my, yo. Why do yours make me think?
Yours made me think.
I mean, I guess that's true, but like in a different way. Because I don't want to sacrifice part of my childhood. Also, this is a sub-tangent. Did you know, like I didn't know this until today. Oh shit. I didn't know this until today. First off, Tom Hanks has a brother.
I know it's
John, I think.
yeah,
right?
John Hanks. Yeah,
John
I
Hanks.
think so. I don't know.
I think it starts with a J. It's something like that. He has a brother, and his brother does voice lines for Woody.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does it. He does it
Like
for
the
all. I think like
toys,
the games,
like
the
all the
toys,
stuff outside
and
of
the
the
TV
movies.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and
I
no
didn't
one
know that.
caught it.
Yeah.
Like, and no one caught it, and like I don't even think he
besides the
gets-
fact of him being a different person for
Yeah,
the voice actor,
I know.
I didn't even know he had a
It's-
brother.
I
Like
know.
I
It's
didn't even
cool.
know Tom Hanks had a brother.
I know. I think I found that out. Like, I think back when Toy Story 4 came out, just
Yeah.
because obviously it was relevant. But
He also did Woody's voice acting in that short that I mentioned to you
oh
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He did it for all of the other promotional stuff.
Anything
and-
that wasn't like the main movie.
Yeah.
But back to your would you
Do you need
rather?
me to, you need me to repeat it?
No,
Okay.
no. I feel like you would lose so much from each of the movie if you switched their voice actors.
But fun fact. So John Lasseter, wait, no, was it not John Lasseter? One of the producers and creator of Toy Story. He actually considered Billy Crystal to voice Buzz Lightyear, and he turned it down. And then Billy Crystal was super disappointed because of this how he saw the success of Toy Story, and he was so disappointed that he ended up getting the role of Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc. But now go ahead.
I still can't see Billy Crystal as Buzz Lightyear.
I know, right?
Like it's so weird to me.
It would
how
be
that
weird
was
that
a very weird.
John Goodman would be a good Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but and Mike Wazowski could be. I mean, Billy Crystal, I think, could be a good Woody. Kind of better than Buzz Lightyear.
It'd be better. Yeah. Like if So if the roles that you
Yeah.
just proposed were flipped, then yes, I
Okay.
would say that maybe.
Okay.
But I can vividly hear Billy Crystal's voice without
Yeah.
ever referencing any movie or anything. I can just hear the way he sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing that come out of Buzz Lightyear would not bode well.
It would definitely
for
be
my
weird.
ears. I think it just wouldn't fit the character.
Yeah.
Unless he were to like drastically change his voice, for the role. But
Okay. So
all right. So
if
what
you go
I
with that, you have to can one of them, but it doesn't change the quality of whichever one you don't change. So it's not like some butterfly effect where if you get rid of
okay.
Monsters Inc., some of the creators who were on that film ended up not being on Toy Story. Like
Okay.
that's not what you have to just can one of them. So if you get rid of Monsters Inc., Toy Story will remain the same. All the sequels, all that.
This sucks. So I have like it sucks because I have two answers.
Yeah,
For the same
Monsters
thing.
Inc. and Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. My whole thing is like I think I have a more personal connection to Monsters Inc. I think I watch the movies
Okay.
more. So like as a child, I would probably say Monsters Inc.
Okay.
But I think for me now, I would save Toy Story.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
answer.
So
'Cause
like
if you get rid of Toy Story, then it does get rid of all the sequels.
Yeah.
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 I would it's a hard question because I love Monsters Inc. so much.
Mhm.
Don't really like Monsters University.
No.
I'd have to rewatch it. I've only watched it the one time.
I saw it the one time
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And I just don't remember really liking it. But as much as I would hurt to see Monsters Inc. go, I can't let go of Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
yeah,
I
wouldn't-
cannot
I
let go of Toy
couldn't.
Story 3.
Yeah.
Like there's just and the fact that like Toy Story just revolutionized so much. Before we move on, because I know we were talking about Toy Story 2,
Mm-hmm.
did you know that for Toy Story 2 they actually almost completely lost the files? So
Yes,
the
actually, I remember you telling me
completely-
that before.
The completely recorded version, the Toy Story 2 was done, and someone working there, someone accidentally deleted it all, but some just young worker that was working there
had an extra copy.
made
or
an extra
whatever.
copy and didn't tell anyone, and then saved Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it would have It's not even like it would have set him back. It would have just completely.
It would have been gone.
Yeah. So Toy Story 2 was almost not a thing. At least the version that we got was almost not a thing.
Yeah.
So that was just a fun fact that I totally forgot about. But yeah. So you would say that you would keep the voice actors and you would get rid of Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I know.
like
it
it sucks because
sucks.
I mean, me on a personal
Monsters
level,
Inc. I agree.
yeah,
I have a
I
connection to Monsters Inc. too.
love Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
like kind of like you said, Monsters University.
Yeah.
Whatever about that
Kind of
one,
weird
but like
sequel.
yeah.
Some people love it. Some people
it
find
was
it
a-
super underrated.
I mean, it was a cool take because it was
It did mess up so in Monsters Inc., Sully and Mike Wazowski had talked about how they what was it? They talked about how they had met basically like when they were like kids.
Mhm.
They mentioned that in the first movie, right? Where they basically were best friends since they were kids. But then in Monsters University, they hadn't met until college.
maybe.
For some reason I remember that. Like I rewatched Monsters Inc. and they had said there was a line in that movie that made it official that they had been best friends since they were kids. And then in Monsters University, it completely forgets that and they meet for the first time in college.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they kind of like changed it up to make the sequel.
Either that or maybe they're so old in the second one that they consider kids college.
Maybe.
Like if the
Maybe.
time passes
I
differently
feel
in the
like
universe or whatever.
I feel like there was something that was said that, but I don't know. Maybe I am wrong, but for some reason I remember that differently. But I'd have to rewatch it then.
You know what would be crazy? And I don't know how they would do this as a movie, but I think it would be really cool if they made a second Monsters Inc. movie, but portrayed it from the eyes of the kid. Was it Boo? Is that what they called her?
Boo. Yeah,
Boo.
yeah,
If
Boo.
they if they showed Boo as an adult
Mm-hmm.
that had kids, and the kids were having nightmares, and they were worried about monsters, and like a door opened and Sully came through, and Boo, as an adult, was like, Kitty. And like they told some sort
Yeah.
of story about
Huh.
like another connection
could be
with that
cool.
world. I don't know how they would do it as a movie.
That would be cool.
But I think it'd be pretty interesting if they did that.
I know we're talking about Toy Story, but since we are on Monsters Inc., I saw someone posted about like just like the weirdness of Monsters Inc. and how it goes about telling its story, because someone was like, all right, if this was real and monsters really did come into your room and to scare you, and that was their job, is to see how many scares they could get, and if Sully came into my room, I would be scared. I would probably piss myself. Like, I would be scared seeing him. But if Mike Wazowski came into my room, I would just be horrified, because I agree. If I saw Mike Wazowski, this round person with one eye, I would be scared too. Like, I think, like, looking back on it now, it's just like, oh yeah, you're right. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been horrified with Mike Wazowski, but I think the movie just distracts us by his comedy and his voice.
Exactly.
That it makes us like not so scared of him, but the way he looks, it reminds me of in Scooby-Doo, the one-eyed creatures that run. It was the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
It always reminded me of those guys, and I would be scared of a one-eyed creature that his whole entire eyeball is his body.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting back on to Toy Story, did you have a would you rather?
Yeah. Would you rather, and then again, this is more like in the universe, if
Uh-huh.
you were a toy, would you rather be in the position of Buzz or in the position of Woody in the first one? Would you
Ooh.
rather be a toy that is like tattered and loved and like played with and is just, there's a bunch of like lore backstory,
Yeah.
or would you rather like be the new shiny flashy thing? Which, I mean, I guess you go through both, right? Like
Yeah.
like in the life of a toy, you
Which
start
I
off
actually
as
have-
the new toy.
I have another theory that we'll get into after this, because I really like this question. It's a really good question. So would I rather be Woody or Buzz?
Like if you
Like
could just
the- like
if
the-
you could just pick up in the universe,
Yeah.
and not like, because obviously Woody had to start as a new toy at some point. Which actually, I have another
Okay.
thing about it, but we can get to that afterwards, because
I-
maybe that's what you were talking about theory wise.
I doubt it. But I am interested to see what you have to say. You know what? That is a really good question, because I've always seen myself as like the leader type, and not to sound, whatever, self-absorbed.
Yeah.
I've just always liked being like someone that can teach, help, expand, and help be a leader and help others become leaders. And as much as Woody was kind of just like the very definitely self-absorbed and didn't want anyone taking his spot, which actually, while rewatching Toy Story, you could definitely see Woody's kind of an asshole.
He was so
He's
selfish.
Such a selfish person.
Bro's
Toy.
like, oh, but like we just gotta worry about what's best
Yeah.
for Andy. But fuck that astronaut guy for taking my
I know.
spot.
I know. He was so pissed. I love the meme. There's so many memes of Toy Story, but I love the meme where it's Woody, and he's starting to realize that Buzz is now becoming the center of attention, and he's like standing on the bed, and he's watching all the posters change, and the memes where people will start adding like green screen, like other photos
Yeah.
on top of it. I just love those memes. I think it's so funny, but. Ooh, that is a good question, because, at the same time, I think it would be really cool being like introduced and being like, I think it would be humbling to be like the new toy and then eventually realize that like you're not new forever. Like you will become like a toy that people will end up wanting in the future. Like, oh my God, you have a Buzz Lightyear. Oh my God, you have a Woody toy. But like, I don't think that's a good question. I think it would be really cool to be Woody. One, and this is I'm now basing this off of like everything. I like the way Woody looks more.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
agree.
just like the when I was a kid, I never liked hard toys, like plastic toys. I always liked a Woody doll, like that had more fluidity to it when I could like play with something. Like I liked a stuffed animal kind of toy. I always did, and that's why I always wanted a Woody toy when I was a kid. Never got one, but I always wanted one. So I think I would go with Woody.
Yeah.
And for more reasons than just I would have been the leader, because like I said, I would be the leader, but also I would be. I also am kind of the selfish type, so I would be selfish, and not selfish. Jealous.
Bro's calling himself out.
I would be the jealous.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of self-absorbed. So.
I would be the jealous type. Yeah. I would be the jealous type, and I would be jealous of Buzz, but then eventually we would see eye to eye, and we would become, best buds. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm dressed as Woody.
Very true.
I would be Woody.
I was forced to wear this one, so we couldn't both be Woody.
What about you?
I would probably be Woody too.
Okay.
Not for the same reasons as you, but like I think you're kind of the same way as this, and maybe that's another like subconscious reason that you chose Woody. But I think we're both pretty old souls.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kind of we're definitely old souls.
We love the vintage stuff.
Yep.
We I feel like when it comes to
and I think that's where I was getting off when I was.
Now I sound like Squeaker.
Yeah.
Or Wheezy, whatever his name is.
I think that's what I was trying to say when I meant like I like toys that aren't hard plastic. They have like more age to them, and they're like the old classic toys. Like
they've got a patina.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree. I totally agree. And and speaking of, so my theory, and this has unfortunately this has been disproven by what's his name? Andrew Stanton, I believe. Let's see. It was disproven by Andrew Stanton, who is a creator and writer of Toy Story. So it's kind of, but I call bull. I call bull on it because theories are supposed to be fun, and I think this one's can actually be true. But of all the toys that Andy has, why is Woody, this incredibly rare toy worth what is probably thousands of dollars, and his favorite primary toy? What if Andy actually belonged to Andy's dad? Or better yet, what if Andy's grandfather was the founder of Woody's TV show, Woody's Roundup, and that's how they have such a relic of a toy in the family?
I can see that.
I think that's a really cool theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because the toy was invented, I think, in the 50s, as far like in the toy world, in the Toy Story world. I think it was 1956 when the series was created, and that would line up with, I believe, right? Because in 1995, Andy's about 8 years old or whatever, 10, or he has his birthday in the movie, so I forget. I think he was 10.
Yeah.
So that means he was born in like 85. So that means that his dad was probably born in the 50s. So that means that his grandfather was, doing business, and there has to be some reason why they have this, like, why was Al after such, like, why does Andy have this toy?
Yeah.
Like, why? And why aren't there more of them? If it's so rare and that's the only way that Al can sell the rest of his relics, how is it that Andy of all people has it? And I think it's because, and the original theory is that it was Andy's dad. Like that's what people said. The theory that I came up with was the grandfather theory of that the grandfather created the show, which we're going to talk more about that show.
Yeah.
Later when we get closer to Toy Story 4. But anyways, I think it would be really cool if that ended up being true, is that it was Andy's grandfather that invented this TV show, and then they started making these toys, and he ended up getting his dad the toy, and then Andy's dad ended up giving it to him. Yeah. I think that makes the most sense as to why Andy has this toy. So what do you think?
I would, even before you said that, I kind of had like similar ideas. Maybe not the whole grandpa theory, but like the same thought crossed my mind. Is like, how does this 10-year-old have this 50-year-old toy?
Exactly,
basically?
And it's in mint condition.
Yeah, perfect condition.
At every point, no matter how many times it's rained, no matter how many times he's gotten dirty, he is in mint condition, and all it takes is just one spray of a hose to get him cleaned, and he looks perfectly brand new. Like perfect.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know it's a kids movie, but
obviously.
but I think that would be really cool.
It would
And
be really
he,
cool.
the like I said, Andrew Stanton did disprove that by cause just saying like, no, the only like
No.
yeah, the only owner, the only people that have owned Woody have been Andy and Bonnie. Those are the only people, which just doesn't make sense to me. Why? Which also leads to another theory that we'll get to down the road as far as what toy belongs to who. But now we're getting into Toy Story 3.
Well, now you got me hung up on this whole like, what do you mean Andy's the only person that's ever owned Woody?
Exactly.
Like, it's a 50-year-old toy.
I know.
The only thing that I could think that would like further prove your theory is like, it was either the dad or the grandpa that got access to this prototype toy that was never fully released.
Yeah.
And that's why it was part of the collection that was
would
worth
make sense
so much.
because we've never seen a different Woody.
Yeah.
We've never seen it. We've seen different Buzz. We've seen, you know, well, not necessarily a different toy of every single toy that's in that movie, but we haven't seen a different Woody.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't. There hasn't even been mention of it. Even in that collection.
Is it, like, I understand that, like, from the lens of the writers or the whatever, like, they're going to try to keep it framed to just the movies themselves, but how could you even say that, like, oh, that's not true because the only owners of Woody are Andy and Bonnie?
I know, that's just weird.
Unless they just meant that specific
Like, movie-wise, yeah. Like, movie-wise, yeah, those are the only owners, but if we go deeper into the lore, like, come on. Like, yeah, it's a kids movie, but they're more than that. Also,
they're hiding something.
Also, I don't know if I missed it, but in Toy Story 2, in the Woody's Roundup TV show, the dolls in that TV show are different. They're
like puppets.
They're puppets.
Yeah.
Why? So is that an animated series inside the Toy Story universe? Why isn't that the most sought after toy? Because that toy was not, as far as I'm concerned, that wasn't one of the relics, right?
No.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think
no
that because I think if it was,
it might have just been like a commercial prop. Because it was like a get your own Woody toy. And they
true,
had
but
it for,
that's
like, the
crazy.
kid
That would
to
be
hug or whatever.
expensive. Yeah, but it was like the whole entire show was the puppets.
That's true.
That was the show. So like, why aren't those the ones that they're after?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. I think that makes Woody that much more interesting. Like, who is Woody? Like, where did Woody come from? I want that, and I guess we'll talk about it now because it's kind of relevant. Because, but you know, we got the Lightyear movie, which just was like, you know, it's cool. I mean, it's about the movie that Andy would have saw in the Toy Story world that the toy is based on, but that is just like was never like at no point in the movies did they give us anything except for the fact that Buzz was just this like new and huge toy. Like they never gave us anything. But you know what they did give us? An actual Woody subplot about him having his own TV show. And while we were watching Toy Story 2 and just continue watching the rest of the movies, a Woody movie would have been such a better idea. It would have been so freaking cool because one, we would have been able to get more lore into Woody because one, as we were rewatching, I started to notice that Buzz is actually not much of a character past 2.
Yeah.
He has a good role-ish in 3. In 4, he's barely like in it, and I feel like that. I don't know if that's a writing decision or if it's a Tim Allen decision because Tim Allen's. I mean, like, you know, a lot of people don't agree or like Tim Allen, but if they didn't like him that much, I feel like they just wouldn't hire him because like Buzz is just not that big of a character as the series progressed. So why did we get a Buzz movie of all things? I think a Woody show or a Woody movie that would have been about like the creation of the Woody series and the creation of the Woody doll and how like they made like what if the movie would have been about how they made the series and it got so popular and then they decided because obviously in the movie they canceled the show but for what was the reason? It was just that
ratings.
Yeah, ratings. So what if?
Oh, I think they said it was Sputnik.
Because
of the space race.
Yes, yeah. So what if they made a movie about that, and they were trying to. It's almost kind of like Oppenheimer, where Oppenheimer was trying to be the first person to create the atomic bomb so that Japan couldn't. So what if the Woody movie would have been about people trying to make the next big thing, the next big show for kids to enjoy, and then they start making this whole line of Woody dolls, but then the show cancels before those go out, and then they all get destroyed except for one, and then that's how Woody becomes so and then whoever created Andy's grandfather picks it up and realizes, oh, there was one left, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it, and that's where it ends.
Pixar, we're pitching this to you now.
Yeah, Pixar, we are pitching a Woody movie to you.
Imagine.
I will be a producer. Bring me on.
Approve the Grandpa theory.
Yeah, exactly.
Grandpa goes and makes all of this, right?
Yes.
It shows his arc in character creation and making the show and making the movie, include the space race and how this is this craze, and then finish off the movie with a grandpa well into his age. His grandson is just born.
Yep.
And you finish the movie by putting the Woody toy in his cradle. And that would be Andy.
Why wouldn't I can appreciate how they made the Lightyear movie like that. Like they kind of super whatever the word is, meta, where they were like, oh, we're going to make a movie that you would see inside this movie, and then that's why they created the Buzz Lightyear toy. Okay, cool. But why not make a movie that actually adds lore, to interesting lore, not just this was a movie that, Andy would have watched. What if you actually added lore? Because while I was thinking about it, like I said, it's kind of like Oppenheimer, but BlackBerry. The biopic that came out. I don't know if you guys have seen BlackBerry. It's amazing. But BlackBerry is also like a space race kind of story where it's BlackBerry and Apple. Like BlackBerry was this huge thing. They were doing everything right. They were doing everything revolutionary and changing the game as far as smartphones go. And then Apple came into play and did something so just skipped a whole bunch of steps by making a touchscreen. And then BlackBerry was struggling to really find its way to be as influential as them, and then by the end of the movie, spoiler alert, the creator
in case you guys don't know what happened to BlackBerry.
The creator of BlackBerry is just in this warehouse full of just these useless, horrible Chinese knockoff or just horribly built BlackBerry phones, where he's trying to fix every single one of them. So what if we just got a Woody movie like that, where it was about them creating the Woody TV show that we see in Toy Story 2, and then it's the whole entire story about them trying to create the next best thing for kids to watch and really enjoy, and then everything gets undermined by the space and how kids just stopped liking cowboys, and then like you were saying, it ending with Woody ending up being in Andy's possession. I think that would be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
You know what else could be an insane movie that they could make? They won't.
Yeah.
They won't make this.
I never say never.
But it's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
They'll never. Imagine they make a spin-off series, not series because they wouldn't do it as a TV show, but a movie of Woody, and it's Adventures of Woody and Bo.
Yeah.
And Woody, being this lost toy that he is now, not confined to an owner, he explores and he finds an old warehouse. And he goes in the warehouse and he sees that there's a bunch of Woody dolls that were never released for production. And then he goes through the factory and he sees all this old stuff. Because there's parts of the movie where they go, in the second one, they're like, Woody, you don't even know who you are. You actually don't know who you are.
You don't.
So
he doesn't.
It would be so cool if they did a
never say never
movie.
about that. And I just mean that could literally be a subplot, or not even a subplot, one of the main plot points of Toy Story 6. What if that's what if no, I mean seriously,
I think that the main series Toy Story
is about Woody. Why aren't we getting more information about Woody? I feel like we've been getting so much bull.
It's not about Woody anymore.
I know, but
it is about
Woody.
The premise and the idea of Toy Story is development of children.
And that's, yes, but as far as the toys go, every single Toy Story movie has been about Woody in some sense. Like the
Yes.
first movie was about Woody accepting that, you know, he's not, you know, Andy, you know, not only like he's not going to be the only toy that Andy's going to go to. The Toy Story 2 was about how he's beginning to accept the fact that, you know, people don't really need him and that he can really, you know, do something else with his life. Toy Story 3 was about, you know, moving on from his attachment to Andy and beginning to accept the fact that he can actually be someone else's toy. And Toy Story 4 was about him finally accepting of doing something for himself rather than trying to benefit others. And I think that out of all this time, it would be so freaking awesome. And Toy Story 5 is going to be about him then helping Jesse from being forgotten again. And I think it would be so cool if, like, that's actually a great idea if they really incorporated that into, I mean, it could be Toy Story 5. Maybe they will do that in Toy Story 5 because we don't know. But I think in Toy Story 6, it would be awesome to get that because, like, we need to know who Woody is. Like, we know that he's a cool toy. We know, but, like, after 30 years, and Toy Story 6 is probably not going to come out till 2031, like, we need more. That's crazy. 36 years for 6 movies? Holy moly. I mean, they're incredible, but it would be so. We need Pixar. I know you and I are good friends, but listen to me. We need a Woody movie. We need a Woody. We just need more Woody lore.
You see how serious we're taking this? We're dressed the part.
I am dressed as Woody. I am like humiliating myself. Not really. I actually love doing this. But we need it. We need it. We need it. Like just DM me, email me, or whatever you guys do best. And we can have a conversation about it because we got to make
get
a
us
Woody
in a
movie.
room.
We got to get us into a writer's room, get us into a room with some executives, and we will talk about making a Woody movie because we got to make it happen. It would be amazing, and if we do it right, people would love it, and it would be great for the Toy Story universe. And that's my pitch.
And it wouldn't even just be great for like the new kids.
It would just be a great movie.
Experience Toy Story. It would finally give a bunch of context to everybody that grew up with the original Toy Story.
Exactly.
Movies.
I'm tired of getting movies that are spin-offs and they're just for the main reason of just being a spin-off, but it's not a good movie. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. I love seeing my characters return again. I want to see good movies. Like, I want to see a spin-off that, you know, is a spin-off and it's connected, but I want to see a good story that actually, like, just emphasizes, like, the whole entire point of the character and the whole entire meaning behind the mystery and who he is. Like, it would be so cool. So
it's weird to me now that we're talking about spin-offs and movies and all this kind of stuff. It is weird to me how little we know about Woody.
I know,
and
right?
Buzz, for as, you know, not to disrespect his name or whatever as a character, but like you said, Buzz he isn't really like
He's not
a forefront character.
Nope.
He was like in the first 2 kind of.
Yeah.
But like
he wasn't. Yeah, he was in 3. Like he was.
Yeah,
but
like
then
he was
4,
there, but like it wasn't
was
even
just
Buzz because
distracting.
in 3 he wasn't even Buzz because he got reset.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so like it wasn't even Buzz.
And
like,
then he spoke Spanish for a good like 15 minutes.
Yeah, and
which is funny.
it was
but
very
it's
funny.
Like, but that's what I mean. It's just like Buzz.
But then he got an animated show.
Yeah.
Like he has
I know.
like a cartoon.
Like
the original or not
yeah,
a show, but
you're
like
right.
the cartoon movie.
You're right.
Was it a
And
movie or was it a TV show? I think it was a movie.
It was
I think it was
either a short
animated
film
movie.
because I think there's also a Buzz Lightyear Halloween I think there is. There's a Buzz Lightyear Halloween special of him on his planet.
Because I remember there was like a woman lead Buzz character, like a love interest, and there was a villain that wasn't Zurg. And
I'm gonna look up other Woody. Are there any Woody?
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. It was a show, 4 seasons. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command had 4 seasons.
Really?
It's a cartoon. Yes, I remember growing up with this.
Yeah.
Like, how do we have this for Buzz, but nothing for Woody?
No one likes
And,
cowboys.
I mean, honestly, it might be because that, you know, in that era when the cartoon was airing, like everybody loved. I mean,
Yeah,
people still
there's-
love astronaut like toys and space and sci-fi stuff. It goes way further than like westerns.
Well,
But
yeah, I mean, and I just looked it up. There are no
nothing
Woody.
for Woody.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Why?
Literally
Why?
nothing.
Woody is like as much as you know, you can have your own favorite Toy Story character. Woody is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep talking. That's weird. I just got like a text from. Oh, it's Never mind. It was my buddy. Only the number came up.
Yeah.
And they referenced a video I posted today, and I was like, "Who the hell is that?" It was Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. iMessage. I don't know why it does that. Like the contacts don't track over for some reason.
They track over, but they don't
But it's
like
because
have the name.
This registers with your email, not your phone number.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
because you don't have the
Yeah.
contact saved with your email. I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't. We're in 2026, and for whatever
I
reason,
know.
Apple hasn't fixed that.
I know
somehow.
it's crazy.
But yeah.
but yeah. So Disney, hit me up.
I didn't even know that show went on for so long. 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Of an animated, like, I knew that it existed because I watched it growing up. Like, I watched it. But, like, I didn't know that it went 4 seasons and we got nothing for Woody.
I know it's crazy. It's nuts.
Literally nothing.
It's nuts. Maybe they were thinking that we don't need extra stuff because the Toy Story movies are about Woody. But it's like, no, why do we have so much lore about Buzz and not Woody? Like we have like basically no lore about Woody, like nothing. We're
so
only learning
weird.
new things about him and his character. We have nothing. We have no. I want to learn because like we were saying earlier, we're like old spirits. Like we really like that kind of stuff. I want to learn about like this character and where he came from. I think it would be awesome. I think it would be so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And man, we didn't even get to Toy Story 3 yet, but Toy Story 3. So we'll get off. Actually, 1 second. I think I had another. We did a Would You Rather.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
okay,
we did
yeah,
Would You
yeah.
Rather.
So we'll get to Toy Story 3. Well, actually, I don't know. We're still on. We'll get to Toy Story 3 because there's something else I want to talk about, and that is another theory that people have been talking about, and that is that Jesse's owner, is actually Andy's mom. And the reason
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Jessie, her owner, is Andy's mom.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And the reason that and I always thought this too. I always thought it was weird that Andy in the first movie was wearing a red cowboy hat while playing with Woody.
That would further. Oh my God, that would just further expand the plot of the grandfather theory.
Yeah,
Because the grandpa would be building this thing up, and he would give his daughter the Jessie toy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, oh my God, and then then the company collapses, and she doesn't care about it anymore, so she throws it away. Get us in a room, please.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
My God.
Disney, hit us up. Hit us up. We got some good things to talk about. But yeah, so that's the theory, and it's obviously not confirmed, but so the reason because I mentioned that Andy was wearing a red cowboy hat is because it was a very similar cowboy hat
Jessie's.
to Jesse's, but that she wore, that the girl wore, Jesse's owner, or Jesse's kid, wore while playing with Jesse. So would it make sense that Woody is a toy that never made it to the market, so why would there be a Woody hat that kids can also wear with it? There isn't, so his mom gave him her hat.
Yep. Not to mention, they do briefly show Emily, like, as a kid. And it could just also be because they animated all the characters to look the same or similar or whatever. But she did kind of look like she could be Andy's mom.
And the only thing that I can say that kind of like retcons that or just like disproves it is that Andy had Jessie for a long time. Or I guess it was, he did. It was, he had her, well, actually, technically it was, what's Andy's sister's name? Molly?
Yes, Molly.
Yeah. Molly, I think Molly was Jesse's kid.
Nope.
I think so, right?
No. Molly had Bo.
I know Molly had Bo, but
because
for some reason I think
Jessie was from number 2. Like
no, I
Jessie
know,
was from the
but
second movie.
But then they.
But he had the red hat before the second movie.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I know that. But I think, but Jessie wasn't. What I'm saying is, I think that when they got all the toys, and obviously she's a girl, like a girl cowboy. I think it went to Molly, and I think Jessie even said that. And I think...
Well, Woody said he has a sister, and she was like, oh, you should have led with that. But when Molly went through and gave all of her old toys away, like Bo, why wouldn't she have gotten rid of
Jessie?
Because it was Because
But
Jesse was in Andy's room entirely.
Well, that wasn't even going to be my point. Just the fact that Jesse had been in that house for a while until from Toy Story, from the end of Toy Story 2, and then all like 9 years later, she had been in that house.
Mm-hmm.
She had been their toy, Andy's toy. If Andy's mom was her original owner, why wouldn't she had at some point recognized it? Like, I know the movie's not going to focus too much on the mom, but it is kind of weird that she 100% knew about Jesse being there. So it would be weird that, like, how did this toy end up getting back to me?
The mom never knew about Jesse coming back because they showed up at the end of the second movie with the like luggage trolley from the airport. They drove themselves back to the house, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. I never recognized that as a kid. It was so funny.
I didn't either.
But like literally, like they end the movie with Andy going, "Oh, new toys, Mom, thanks." And the mom isn't anywhere near him. He's just shouting it into like the ether because his mom's like downstairs.
No, I know that, but like after 9 years, you would.
Well,
think,
yeah, but you don't. I don't really think they would mention it. Like, why would they?
No, I know, and that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was that big, like if Andy's mom
oh,
was her
you're
owner,
saying that it retcons the theory because they never talk about it in the
yeah.
movies.
So it's
They also never talk about Woody.
because like if they
where
do
he
bring
came
like if
from.
they do bring it up later in a couple of episodes in a couple movies about how she is actually Andy's mom's toy.
Mm-hmm.
And they prove that theory, then a lot of people would be like, well, if the theory's proven, like if she is Jesse's original owner, then why wouldn't she have said anything, within the 9 years that she did have?
Yeah.
Then she did have her. So
maybe,
I think it would be a really cool theory, and I think it would be awesome
Mm-hmm.
if so, because it really does connect it. But there's also a theory about it because they think that theory might get proven or disproven in Toy Story 5 because Toy Story 5 is about her going through this like crisis again of being forgotten by Bonnie and kind of just like scared of all of that stuff happening again. So I think we are going to revisit her past and figure out more about her past and that kind of stuff. So we could see that theory get proven. But
did they ever talk about Andy's mom's name?
Nope, it's literally Andy's mom. That's her name.
But at the end of 3, when he goes to drop off the toys, doesn't the other mom say, "Oh, you're Blank's kid"?
Oh, you're right.
Did they say her name? Because
You're right.
I just remembered that, but I don't remember what they said.
I'm gonna look it up. Does Andy's mom have a name?
Because I mean, that would disprove it right now, or prove it.
Why? Oh,
Because they would say their name.
Right.
And the kid's name was Emily.
yes. Andy's mom in Toy Story film is referred to as Mrs. Davis.
Oh, I could
So-
see Emily Davis being a name.
Yeah. So
All right, there we go.
So we don't have a first name. So yeah, you're Mrs. Davis's kid. Why would you ever say that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Why would you say that to? So yeah, Miss Davis. So I think that's how she referred
All right,
to
cool.
her.
So it isn't proved
You're
or
Miss
disproved.
Davis's kid. You're
Yeah.
Miss Davis's kid. But yeah, so Toy Story 3. We haven't even gotten to Toy Story 3. We're going to get to Toy Story 3 now because Toy Story 3 is great. Toy Story 3 is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. It is the epitome, and this is Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie, actually, which is so funny. I mean, Quentin Tarantino has had a lot of crazy garbage in the last couple months, but it's so funny that Toy Story 3, and he actually refuses to see any more sequels.
Yeah.
He's like, they might not be bad, but that's how I want my sequel. Like that's how I want my Toy Story to end. Like Toy Story 3, and I respect that. I do respect that. But yeah, Toy Story 3. I think that this movie is. It's so emotional. It's so incredible. I think Lotso is such a good character, such a good villain.
Which was made up for the movie, by the way. Fun fact.
Yeah,
That's not a real toy. It was made up for the movie.
I think they took inspiration from like Care Bears.
They
because
did.
Didn't Care Bears also smell?
There was like I don't think all of them did, but there was definitely a set of them that did have smells.
Yeah.
Because there was a Care Bear with like a cupcake on its stomach that smelled like cupcakes.
Oh, right. Yep,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep.
So I think they took like inspiration from that. But yeah,
Yep.
we looked it up. It's not a real toy. Because our dad was convinced. He was like, "Oh no, I know that toy."
Our dad is convinced about so much stuff. Sorry, Dad. I
Sorry,
know you're
Dad.
watching this.
But yeah, no, it was cool that it was interesting that they created such a, it was like a cute and like, but like a
Just
very,
like your-
very
just
generic,
like
very
just
like a
like
generic
your-
bear.
like your average like bear,
Yeah.
like that you would just like see in like a toy, like a like a whatever, a daycare like that, just like a bear that you would snuggle.
Yeah.
And obviously they did produce them after the movie came out, so
Mhm.
you can find one if you want one. But I think that Lotso is a really good villain, and I think a really good character, and a really good explanation to like the life of a toy, especially being like, well, in the context of Toy Story, but being lost, forgotten, and given up, just like being put on the side of the road and then
Replaced.
being replaced, and just like kind like you understand like his pain and his his character dilemma, and how he basically created the two sides of the daycare to have like the one side be all the crazy kids that destroy all the toys, but then he's obviously going to get like the nice kids that actually care about the toys, so that he doesn't have to feel that pain again.
Mhm.
And it had the perfect ending. I think there's like really, I mean, there's so much greatness in this movie, but the ending is just like it's
Poetic.
next. It's
Mhm.
just like top tier endings. Just the way that they wrap everything up with Andy playing with the toys one last time, and then Woody ending up, just letting him go. He just needs to let him go, and then he has that like moment of just like,
I don't want to.
I don't want to give you up, and then he realizes just like what Woody realizes, they realize in the same exact thing, is that they need to let go so that someone else can enjoy,
Yeah.
so that someone else can enjoy the fun, enjoy the time, and it's very emotional, especially when the very last, when he drives away, he says, "Thanks, guys." Oh, I like
Chills.
yeah. I forgot that scene. Like I forgot him saying that, and that almost made me cry. I was like, "Oh, why am I like getting so emotional about
Yeah.
toys?" And like, just but it really like, you make connections with certain things. Like I mean, I made my own personal connections with, things that I was infatuated, that's not the right word, but was really like drawn to, like TV shows, or like toys, as the movie is. But just such a good movie. I
Very
mean,
good.
such a good movie. Funny, expansive. I mean, it really does add so much to the universe, and I don't think anyone ever thought that we were going to get a sequel, because I think it just had such a perfect, because like we said in the beginning of the video, is just like Toy Story 3 didn't have an ending that suggested that we needed a sequel. Like, yeah, okay, Bonnie and whatever, but the sequels are just becoming more like same idea, like it's about a new kid growing up, and we're seeing them grow with the toys and how the toys mindsets are changing, but rather than like the original Toy Story series almost felt like it just started right there.
Yeah.
Like there was no before.
Mhm.
And now the new sequels there was a before, so we have that knowledge, and now it's, the toys are just living a new life. But it's the same concept. And I think that that's like one of the reasons why I think that the sequels, I do like Toy Story 4, and I'm very excited for Toy Story 5 to see like what else they, can do with this world. But as far as sequels go, I think that it would have been so much more impactful if they decided to go in a different route. Like, I guess that would have been hard for them to go in a different route, because Toy Story 3 has its ending that it does have. So obviously the toys are with Bonnie now, so it kind of has to be Bonnie's story. But I don't know, because I feel like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Like if Toy Story 6 ends with the same way of Bonnie giving up toys, which I'm gonna get to my would you rather now.
All right.
It's a sad one, but yeah, we'll get to that. Let me do the would you rather. So this is for the audience too. So whatever, clip it so I can put it on TikTok and Instagram. But this is no laughing matter.
King of
Yeah,
transitions.
this is no laughing matter. Okay, so would you rather A, the Toy Story franchise end with Woody and Buzz seeing Andy one last time on his deathbed, obviously referencing a huge time jump, or B, the franchise end in a similar manner to the third movie where Bonnie gives them to Andy's kids?
I think personally, I think it'd be interesting, but I feel like we couldn't have the Andy ending without Bonnie giving it back to Andy's kids.
Okay, so you would go with
So
that one.
I would take the route of going to
Okay.
Andy's kids, and then maybe if they decide to, for whatever reason, continue it even after the sixth movie, then maybe eventually we can get into that
Okay.
where we kind of end up getting both in that
Mhm.
regard. But I think if I had to choose one, I would have it being it gets back to Andy's
Okay.
kids.
I am going the latter. I think that I would much rather prefer seeing the series end with the sixth movie, with it being the toys. It just we time jump like super far into the future, and Bonnie is now old, and Bonnie gave them to her kids, and well, not old but older,
Mm-hmm.
and Bonnie gave them to her kids, and then just somehow, like however they want to do their story, but it just somehow ends with either Woody or Buzz, probably just Woody and Buzz, but maybe all of his toys on his deathbed, and that's how the movie ends. I think that Toy Story needs to end because, like, I do like the ending. I really do like the ending of Bonnie giving them to Andy's kids. I do, but then that'll just make more sequels, and it's like this, like, we need to end it when it needs to end.
Well, I think they can. I think
And
they
they
can
could
even,
leave it at that, but that just leaves it open.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we thought Toy Story 3 would be the last, but they're like, no, we're gonna make more movies. I feel like if we end with an ending like that, they will make more movies. And by that point, when we get to Toy Story 9, it'll be like 2052, and it'll just be movies came out like forever ago.
Yeah.
Like who's still watching Toy Story? No offense, everyone's gonna be watching Toy Story.
Toy
But
Story.
when it comes to the sequels, people are just going to get less interested because they're going to become the same recycled stuff, which is just about the kids changing and they're not liking the toys anymore. I would love to see it end with. I know it's dark, but
No, I mean, I
sometimes
kind of.
kids need a little bit of and also on top for that reason, I think just like how these movies are like designed to really teach kids to unlock certain emotions and being able to accept certain things. I think it's really good to accept that death, because I know we joked about it near the beginning of the video about the toys like dying in a fire, which was just a joke. But I think this would be a really good way of ending it. We're attached to this character. We grew up with this character. We grew up with these toys, and although the toys are going to live on, we as people don't live on, and that's something that we should start to really accept in ourselves, that like we're going to be here for a long time but not going to be here forever. So enjoy life how you want to, play with all the toys that you want to, but life does end. It's just you have to choose how you're going to enjoy that life. And I think it would be awesome to see Andy in his deathbed being able to remember, being like, that's the one thing that he does remember is like his toys, his Woody, his Buzz. And then it just slowly fades. Like we see like Woody and Buzz just like get all comfortable with him, and then we get this like wide shot of Andy in his deathbed with his toys like next to his arm.
Honestly, I think that would be a really cool way for them to end it. Like if maybe it was like it's making it even more graphic. Maybe it's a movie about how Bonnie grows up and she has kids, and she doesn't necessarily give the toys to her kids, but she has the toys still. And because he grew up right down the street from her, Miss Davis or whatever says something about how Andy died, and they go to like his funeral, and she brings Buzz and Woody and leaves it in the casket.
Oh,
with
that
him.
would be like so like if that, no offense, if that was the ending, I would just be like, oh man, that is like, because it's one, the way you approach death in movies it really makes a difference, because like on one hand you're like, oh, it's the same thing, Andy's dying, but on the other hand it's like, well,
it could still be Andy dying.
well, yeah, but then
just like the finishing shot would be Bonnie putting the toy in the casket with him.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I think I would prefer like my ending, as far as like, Andy is kind of very like on his last breath and is about to die, but the last thing that he sees and remembers are his toys, and that's how it ends. I think that would be like the best ending that Pixar could go with. I know it's all about money. It's all about, making like, the next movie to make even more money, but it does have to end somewhere. And I think like Toy Story 6 is just, I don't know how they're going to end Toy Story 5, but I think if they ended it somehow like that, because we do obviously we get a huge time jump. Well, not huge, but we get a time jump from Toy Story 2 to Toy Story 3, and that's about 9 years, and then we probably get like 1 year for Toy Story, 1 or 2 years for Toy Story 4, and not even, probably not even 1 year. It's probably not even.
Yeah, no, not even.
I think it almost starts.
I think it was.
Yeah,
because
no.
I mean, she was in. Like,
I think it was a couple months.
It was like daycare, and then she
Yeah.
was starting.
I think it was a couple
preschool
months.
or
It's
starting
only
kindergarten.
it's like 2 or 3 years in Toy Story 5 is when it time jumps.
Yeah.
So I think if we have not necessarily the whole movie takes place like 50, 60 years later, but if it somehow, ends that way, I think that would just be a great ending. I think it would be an awesome ending. But I agree with you on why you wanting it to be Bonnie giving Andy. It's
because
more,
I think the thing is too is it could be taken in different ways. Like they could give Bonnie could give the toys back to Andy, who now has kids, but the kids are so far gone in new generation, they don't really want the toy.
Yeah.
And maybe the movie is about him reminiscing about having the toys as kids, and the movie could be him. Like the movie could be about Andy, not his kids. About how he's gonna take care of the toys, and
Yeah.
maybe he goes out and he, I don't know how they would do this in a movie, but he would like go out and get other things from his childhood or things that he didn't have as a child that he wanted, and make it more of a movie about nostalgia rather than a movie about toys with kids.
Gotcha.
As a way to finish it
Yeah.
off.
Okay. All right.
Like
I can see that.
Because like I mean there are I can't really think about a lot of things in my childhood that are like tangible toys that I want to have back one day. But like if somebody were to approach me in like 30 something years or whatever and just be like, "Oh, this is the Game Boy Advance that you gave me like 30 years ago." I would lose my shit. I would be like, "This is so thank you." I mean, I have 6 of them, so I wouldn't really need another one. But like
no, I know, I get what you mean.
yeah, like I wish I had more.
Like if someone handed me a Pikachu Game Boy, I would like. I know you have one, but I don't. I used to.
Yeah,
I used to have one,
Yeah.
and then I sold it for $50, and that was like one of the biggest mistakes of my life.
Yeah.
But if someone handed me that, I'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Toy Story 6 needs to end in a very good manner, and I think I like my idea. I don't think that's what they're gonna go with, because I think it's a bit.
It's a bit morbid for Pixar movies.
I don't know. Have you seen Soul? That movie's pretty morbid.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
I love
true.
when a kid's movie gets like mature.
But
like
I don't know. Is Soul morbid? Like
Yeah.
from the lens of a child though.
Oh,
Like I feel like a kid seeing the movie wouldn't really see it as morbid.
well, I don't know. I
But
don't
if a
think kids would
kid-
really see that as morbid either. I think they would just like
Maybe not.
I don't think
know.
I don't think they would comprehend what's really happening.
Maybe.
All they're seeing is an old guy on a bed with the toy.
I guess.
But as adults, we know what that means. Like
Yeah.
we know, and like I
But-
said, it'll build up a kid's ability of being able to accept those certain things. Because one
That's
day
true.
you're gonna see your grandpa on his deathbed, on his last words. Like it builds that character, and it really helps. And I think that's what animated movies are missing. A lot of movies are doing a great job doing it, but I think that's what a lot of animated TV shows are missing, is just the point of what an animated show is. It's not just supposed to be flashy colors to distract kids from horrible parents. It's supposed to be something that really helps a kid gravitate towards certain emotions and really help them understand the meaning of life and what it means to be human, what it means to have a soul, what it means to be not what's the word, of being sentient, of being alive, being and knowing that it is going to end one of these days. And it's not a sad or scary thing, it's just the way that life is. And I think that that's just one thing that movies are missing nowadays, is just those like little concepts, because it doesn't have to be like Soul. I think Soul is I personally think Soul is my favorite Pixar movie. I think it's so incredible the way that it goes about exploring death and the the idea of, you know, enjoy life to your fullest ability. Don't get too caught up on the bad things. Don't get too caught up on the frustrating things, because, you know, it can just all end. Like, it could just all end. And unlike in Soul, him having a second chance, you don't get a second chance in life. Like, you don't get a second chance. Like, as far as death goes. But I think it would be really cool if Toy Story ended in a way like that, that can really just, you know, because you know, a sad kid is one that understands emotions and one that can truly comprehend their emotions. I mean, that's why kids cry. That's why they cry. That's how they have to get their emotions across. That they have. That's how they communicate, is with emotion. And I think that that's an important thing to remember as life goes on. No, I'm not telling you to cry every single second you don't get your way, or when someone's not understanding, even though I want to do that sometimes when someone doesn't understand what I'm talking about. But no, I mean, being able to use those useful tools and being able to properly communicate and understand the meaning of life, it's a super important thing, especially for this generation of kids. Absolutely insane. Which
Memento Mori.
Which is what Toy Story 4, what Toy Story 5 is going to be diving into, of just like electronics and AI and how they're just taking away kids' imagination. They're not. I mean, we made a whole entire episode on AI and how it's just like it's just an awful thing, and it just takes away creativity. It's a parasite on creativity, and that's what Toy Story 5 is going to be about, which is really exciting, because I think that that's a really interesting way that they can take Toy Story into a different kind of world, and a different kind of like situation that's not just, you know, constantly about, you know, the next toy that's taking the spot. I think that even though that's exactly what it is, it's about, you know, the tablet taking over everything. And there's a line in that movie, in the trailer for Toy Story 5, where Woody says, toys are for play, but
tech is for everything.
Tech is for everything. Yeah, I was gonna say electronics, but yeah, toys are for play, but tech is for everything. And that is just so true, because what's scary about that line is that everything is like everything. It doesn't even just narrow it down to like tech is just the next thing that like kids can go to find answers for something. It just means it's everything. It's the source of evil. It creates bad mindsets. It creates bad people. It's just not a good thing, as far as, well, it does.
No, I was going to say, not only that, but the tablet itself in the commercial said, "I'm always listening."
Yeah, exactly. They are.
I'm always listening.
They are. My tablet right now is probably watching me in my whole entire Woody outfit and is listening to me. I'm sure I'm definitely going to get some Woody toy advertisements
popped up later.
Or like, have you seen the Toy Story 5 trailer? Have you seen the Toy Story 5 trailer? Oh, go to YouTube. The Toy Story 5 trailer has been out for a week, you idiot. Why haven't you watched it?
Ever since we did the Spider-Man episode, that's all I have on my
Spider-Man? Me too.
Yep, Spider-Man is all over my feed. It's all over everything.
Yeah, which, by the way, have you guys, I don't know if anyone else has seen it. I don't know if it's a fake account. This is so off topic. But Tobey Maguire now has an Instagram. It's a verified account with 600,000 followers, and he only has one video posted, and it says, coming soon, in the caption, and it's of an edit of Spider-Man 3. Has anyone else seen that? Am I the only one that's seen that? It popped up in my recommended, and I was like, wait, Toby has an Instagram? And I looked, and I think it was just a picture of Tobey Maguire in his avatar, and he had 600,000 followers, and he was verified. So I don't know if it's a fake account, but it said the official account of Tobey Maguire. So I was like, this has to be like fake or something.
A lot of people, they'll like buy accounts that have been pre-verified and change the username on it.
That's probably what happened.
It might be, but I mean, hey.
I don't know if anyone else has seen that, because I don't think Tobey Maguire has an actual Instagram account. But yeah, that was just weird. But anyways, so getting back on topic of Toy Story. So Toy Story 4, I know you rewatched it, but you didn't like. Oh wait, did we? Did you do your Would You Rather? I did my Would You Rather.
Yeah, no. I didn't do one for this one.
Okay,
because I think I only did 2 so far.
Okay, go ahead then.
So the other Would You Rather that I would have right now is, because maybe I should save this one until after we talk about number 4. But
okay.
So we'll go with.
I mean, we're about to talk about number 4. So does it lead into it well?
Yeah, actually it does.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'll just use that one now. Would you rather be a toy? Because again, mine is all on the premise of being in the universe.
I get it.
Would you rather be a toy that was like produced with the purpose of being a toy, or would you rather be a toy that was made by your like kid? So in the sense of like, would you rather be something like Woody or Buzz, or would you rather be something like Forky?
That's such a good question because one, I was actually going to bring up something along those lines of Forky being like what Forky actually did for the whole entire universe of Toy Story. So we'll get to that later. But so the question is, would I rather be like a manufactured toy or something that was created by
something
the
that
kid?
yeah? Would you rather be something that was intended to be a toy, or something that just became a toy out
Trash?
of happenstance? Yeah, trash.
Trash?
Trash.
Trash?
Oh, you're just like me. We're both trash.
Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. My ego's telling me to say manufactured.
I don't know what route I would take. I mean, in the world of like Toy Story, waking up one day and not knowing what's where and like all of a sudden just being a toy sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know actually. I asked this. I did not prepare myself to ask that question. I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like I mainly would also say
Would you rather be a toy or
manufactured
trash?
Well, it's not trash.
It's
though.
not. I know it's not. I'm just making a joke.
Yeah.
No, I love Forky.
Well, in this universe, I would like to be a toy because
Yeah.
like, in the real world, ooh.
Hey.
But I don't know. I guess I would probably say manufactured too.
Yeah.
Probably for a different reason. I'm a very I'm just thinking about in like the lens of
Yeah.
being like a one of one or whatever. Like I don't like standing out. So I feel like if I was a manufactured toy that people understood or people knew, then I would have less attention drawn to
So
myself.
you don't want to be a Woody.
No, but I do. No. So I like the concept of Woody and how he is like an old soul.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't want to be a Woody because Woody was.
Well, you said you wouldn't want to be like a one of one kind of toy.
No, like I wouldn't want to be like like Forky. Forky wasn't something that was conceived as a product.
Gotcha.
It was like and like there's nothing wrong. Obviously, there's like I made shit out of like Play-Doh when I was a kid or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think when it comes to me as a person, I think I would rather be like a manufactured toy.
I agree.
Just because there's like less. I don't know if pressure is the right word, but like there's less eyes on you. I think in terms of like the perfection level, because like you're mass produced. It's kind of expected that there's a bunch of you or whatever.
Yep.
And it's kind of like you're talking about how you're like, oh, I would want to be Woody because I want to be the leader, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just your personality trait. I hate the concept of being in charge.
Really?
I hate it. not from the sense like I think it'd be cool to be my own boss. I think it'd be cool to like run my own company or do that kind of stuff. But I love like people like when I go to conventions, like the gaming conventions, like PAX or whatever, when I've gone, people are talking about how it's so easy to find me if they get lost because I just stand out in a crowd, and I hate it. I wish I could just blend in and nobody notice me. Getting into some deep shit, but but I just I don't know. I feel like I'd rather take the manufactured route just to bring it back to the topic at hand.
I know you hate standing out, and you're just in this Buzz outfit.
Yeah.
My idea, by the way, not his.
Yep. This is.
But actually,
it's my job. I'm just doing my job.
That question.
I just work here.
That question created a new question that I just came up with. So, as far as toys go, because I know like. As far as the kind of toys that have been represented in Toy Story 5 is going to be the first time we're really seeing a different toy, like a tablet. But if you were to be a toy that was alive and your kid would enjoy playing with you, what kind of toy would you want to be? So that doesn't So would you want to be a doll? Would you want to be a Game Boy? Would you want to be an Xbox, like a gaming system, like a Game Boy, or would you like to be? Because like toys, I mean, like a pogo stick, like something like that. Like, what kind of toy would you want to be? Would you want to be a doll?
That's a good question. Maybe not a doll, but like I'm stuck between either being like an action figure or like a figurine of some sort or a Game Boy. And
Okay.
I might be gravitating more towards Game Boy just because that's what I mainly grew up with. I mean, when I was like a very, very small child, I had like Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff like that. But when I think of being a kid and playing, the only thing that I really think of is video games. Like those were like, when I think of like playing, well, that and Bionicles actually. Bionicles were huge when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I played with those a lot. So
that'd be
maybe
cool to
something
see.
like that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if
That would be sweet because you could like just get changed like all the time. I think that'd be cool.
maybe the soul of the toy or
Yeah.
my soul would be in like the Bionicle mask. So like they could
Oh,
construct me however they wanted, but like the mask would be what I technically am, I guess. So yeah, I'd probably go that route. If like in this universe those toys are still like a thing that people buy, because fun fact, this isn't like a TikTok fun fact, but like a Bionicle is Legos. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, really?
But, like Bionicle is
I feel like I
owned
knew
by
that.
the
I
Lego
feel like I
company.
knew that, but I forgot.
It's a Lego
that's
brand.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I would love to be like a Bionicle, I think, if I weren't to be a Game Boy. But those are like my two core memories when it comes to toys.
How do you think toys react to living in a house of a scalper?
Like Jesse, probably.
Yeah,
Like, no, don't put me back on the shelf.
or like, how do you think?
Don't send me Express UPS.
How do you think a Funko Pop would like live in a house? Like my Funko Pops at home have been on the same shelf for 6 years.
And then there's like 200 or 300 of them just crammed in your closet.
I know. Like, how do you think they would? How do you think they would act?
Get me out.
Like,
I mean, that's true.
Because they're toys.
Yeah.
They're just I mean, like, unless you're 4, you don't play with them. Like, you just
I think they
collect
would.
them.
I think they would act like that one Coca-Cola commercial, where there's a bunch of bottles in like a CV, like a glass fridge, where people come in like a convenience store and they get it, and the one bottle's going, oh, please pick me, and you like see the condensation rolling like a tear, and then he doesn't get picked.
That's
I think
funny.
they'd just like wait for their kid to show back up, and they're like, oh my god, is
That's hilarious.
Is today the day? Am I gonna get played with today?
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What about you? I think the other reason I would like to be like a Game Boy is like, it's kind of like how in the Toy Story universe, like Rex played the Buzz Lightyear video game. I feel like if I ever got bored, I could just be like, oh, well, I want to play Pokemon today, and I just like put the cartridge in. And,
Yeah,
like,
I
play
think
it,
that would be
which is weird to think about, but I think it'd be cool.
I had to think about that one for a second. It's like BMO though. It's like BMO.
Yeah. Yo, BMO's sick.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think because like what if Pokemon cards were, because Pokemon cards are a toy. What if they came to life and like they were like Pikachu and his card was stuck in his own world. Like, what if Pokemon cards were like a Wreck-It Ralph universe where, like, spiritually the cards all connect, so it's the same world that they're living
That's
in,
so
but they all
cool.
have to go back to their card when kids decide that they want to play like a game.
That would be so cool. And it would kind of explain like all the new full arts and how they have like
Yeah.
art that connect with each other.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But that, like, yeah, what if it was like Wreck-It Ralph?
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Dude,
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to
put me in the Pokemon universe. Are you kidding me?
When it
That's
comes to,
my childhood.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'd be a Pokemon card
Yeah.
for sure. Are you kidding me?
I would be Pong. I would be one of the paddles that I have to go up and down.
It was Atari, like I think it was an old Atari version of chess that like the computer of Atari or something like that beat ChatGPT in chess.
Oh right, yeah. Yep,
Just
I remember
complete
that.
side tangent, but yeah.
Man, this video's been going on for a while. We've been doing this one for a bit.
This is gonna be a long one.
We're getting wrapped up though. I have a few other things.
We still haven't really even talked about number 4 or number 5.
Yeah, no, we really haven't.
Like,
well,
we
number 5,
talked about 5 a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
we've
just a
talked about
trailer,
5. But number, so we'll keep talking about 4 because I wanted to talk about Forky. So
I hated the movie less this time around, by the way.
when I was watching, I was like, Forky's not that annoying. It's not like
it was
he kind of just
I
says
don't know.
the same 4 things like throughout the entire trash.
Yeah,
Like,
I actually thought it was kind of funny the second time I watched it.
And I like Forky. I think but Forky kind of, like I said, he kind of expands the universe in a way that I don't really think a lot of people are kind of like understanding. So basically, what if a toy doesn't become a toy until someone plays with it?
Yeah, I was wondering
Because
like how the universe, like what existed before the first Toy Story movie
exactly.
happened,
Because like, so what if? But then I think like that theory of like a toy doesn't become a toy until someone plays with it. Because I think in Toy Story 2, when Buzz is sees all the other Buzzes, don't they kind of talk? Don't they all talk to each other and joke around? Like, hey, quiet down there, or something like that? Like, don't
they do that in like the fake bloopers that they do in like the outtakes.
Oh, but do they?
There's only one, only the other Buzz.
Yeah,
that was
then,
like outside of its box.
That was outside of its box, but was that after Buzz had like played with, like had like moved it or something?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what if a toy doesn't become a toy until like it's like tampered with or something? I don't know, because like if you can just make like Bonnie just made a toy and then played with it and then it became a toy, but I don't know, because it is just trash. Like, it was just a bunch of stuff. So that means like I could literally just like grab that paper towel roll, put 2 eyeballs on it and a mouth, and then play with it, and then it starts talking. Like, so does that do like?
Yeah, I would assume so.
And in Toy Story 5 in the trailer, now he has a wife,
Knifey.
Yeah, Knifey. I don't think she has a name yet, but it's probably what its name will be.
I mean, that's what they said in the movie, though. It's like,
oh, did they? Knifey?
Or not in the movie. In the trailer, it was they were like playing the scene of them getting married, and I think it was Jesse that said, "I now pronounce you man and knifey."
Oh,
instead of wifey.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, at least I think.
Or was it just
man
knife?
It might have been man and wife. Crazy silence.
Yeah.
We both said and just shut up. But I think what was also really funny is that the first, maybe not the third movie or whatever, but Woody was so focused on not maybe necessarily being like the favorite toy, but not being forgotten. Because like even in like the fourth one, they showed that where like he was like, oh, I got shoved in the closet.
Yeah,
she took my badge off and gave it to Jesse. I'm gonna be a forgotten toy. It's kind of like it was one of those like a prophetic line where like anxious minds create the drama that they're worried about, or like if you're or like you'll self-fulfilling prophecy type thing. He was so worried about being crammed in this closet that he ended up like going against the rules and following her to like going with her to school, and made the toy that would replace him as her favorite toy.
Oh, interesting.
It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And I mean, he kind of matured enough to where he was like, this is important for Bonnie, so everybody be nice and like be welcoming. And obviously he just wanted to go back to the trash bin.
Yeah.
But like, it was kind of funny how Woody this whole time throughout all 4 movies is just so hell-bent on making sure that he isn't forgotten as a toy because he wants to provide value.
Yeah.
And then in that same way, in trying not to be forgotten and still wanting to be like the spotlight character to take care of Bonnie, created the thing that would replace him.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting.
I don't know. But I liked it way more the second time than the first time I saw it. So
it's definitely
I take back what I said.
It's definitely my least favorite.
Oh yeah, it's
like
it's favorite,
but I still do like it. I think it's funny, and I think it's interesting that that they decided to continue it, and I think that they did a good job continuing the franchise because it had been 9 years, which is just like so crazy. So the first movie came out in 95, and then the second one came out in 99. So 4 years, and then they had a massive time jump, so it took 11 years to get the third one, and then it took 9 years to get the fourth one, and now it has been already 7 years since Toy Story 4.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy. That is just so nuts to me.
Yeah.
That it has already been 7 years. But let's see. All right. Well, we talked about Toy Story 5. There's not much to talk about except
There's not
for
really
just
much there.
But I guess we can end with this question. How would you end the Toy Story franchise? I know we've talked about it, but your own personal, like, how would you end the Toy Story franchise?
Are we talking about like the entirety?
Like this is where Toy
nothing-
Story ends.
Like nothing will ever be made with any of the Toy Story IPs, or do you just mean like
Just
the main story?
Main
of
story,
Toy
so no Toy
Like,
Story 7.
But like we could still get like a
Woody's.
Woody's spinoff or,
Yeah,
or whatever.
we can
It's-
still
okay,
get
okay,
that,
okay.
but no continuation.
But just like the main
yeah, the
Toy Story
main
movie
Toy
franchise.
Story. Yeah, not the Toy Story, the main Toy Story franchise.
I think either having one final movie where Bonnie grows up and in some way gets rid of the toys. Not in a bad way, but like she either passes it down to her kids and then it's just left to the imagination. It's given back to Andy and we go through that whole arc of what I talked about where he just like relives his childhood as an old man.
Yeah.
Or maybe they like finish off the last movie with Bonnie dropping them off at like a thrift store.
Okay.
Just because, and then just leave it up to the imagination as to like where their journey will continue. Because the whole thing is like the life of a toy. It goes through everything.
Exactly.
You know, you're brought home from a store one day. You're played with for years. You're dropped off at a daycare. You're donated. You're picked up by a kid that went to that daycare and became their toy for years. So I think ending it kind of where it started would probably be the best way. I think it'd be interesting if they did like your route where they like finished the franchise with Andy being this old man that was kind of sick or whatever on his way out and seeing the toys one last time. But I just feel like the best way to wrap it up is unfortunately another way that they could lead into another movie, and I just think they need to they just need to end it that way, but like leave it at that ending.
So I think, like I said before, I think that Toy Story should end in a way that doesn't suggest at all that there can be a sequel. Like it needs to end in a manner that actually ends the story. And like I mentioned earlier in this episode, I wanted to end in a way that we kind of have a time jump and Andy's on his deathbed and the final moments are Woody and Buzz, or other toys, but mainly Woody and Buzz, seeing Andy one last time, and Andy remembering Woody and Buzz, and however they get there, whatever they just got there, and I think that would be a really, really good way of ending the franchise because one, there's like no way to really like make another story about that. I think it would just be too much of a sad ending, like too much of a bookend ending where Andy's dead. Like it's just the story's done, and toys do live on. Like toys live on. Like that is just like the idea of toys. They're immortal. Like until they're destroyed, they're immortal. And I like the way that you wanted to end it with like them being in the like a thrift store, but like you were also saying, that would just be another way that they could just like make another movie.
Yeah, I know. I think it'd be what could be kind of cool going the route that you did. Maybe instead of Andy coming back, we follow less of the route of Bonnie as the kid or with toys, and more so focus on the fact that Woody is now a lost toy. Like maybe it's just Woody in the end with Andy. And maybe the reason that is because Woody as the lost toy found his way to Andy again. And the closure was like Andy or like Woody finding Andy.
Yeah.
Because like even in 4, like when he was going about caring for Bonnie and whatever, it was really just because he wanted to see Andy again.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
I think that would be an interesting way that they do it, where it's not so focused on like all of the toys coming back and seeing Andy again, but maybe it's just the fact that Woody is a lost toy now and he can do whatever he wants and he just finds Andy. Because like you said, I mean, the toys will live forever, so any amount of time could pass.
For sure.
And then Woody can just like meander his way over to his front doorstep, and then Andy just opens up the door one day and goes, "Oh, I had you when I was a kid." And then picks him up and takes him in.
For sure.
Whatever.
For sure.
I think it could be something like that. But
yeah, I think that could be a cute way of ending it too.
I just hope that it ends.
I do too.
One
I just
day.
want it to end.
And that they don't,
Like-
don't just keep it going.
I just think end it like on a good don't milk it out like super long because
Yeah.
they easily could milk this for so long and they could just make other stuff. I just need it needs to end like at 6. Like I don't want it to end on a weird number like 5. Like they should end it with 6, and I hope that they come up with a good way of ending it. One that I think will be a good learning tool for kids growing up and all that jazz. But I just need to find a way of ending it because I just think that they could definitely go on and on and on with this franchise, and I just don't think that they should. I think they should end it on a good note rather than just making worse and worse movies. But yeah, so that is where we will wrap today's episode. It was really fun talking about Toy Story and all of the crazy theories about Toy Story, all the fun questions, and all of the some of the crazy theories, especially about Toy Story 2. But yeah, so this was definitely a longer episode. I don't know if we're gonna split it into 2. It's been at least 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours.
Because
I mean,
I think we started at like 5.
It's 7, so that's 2 hours.
It's like 2 hours. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe
Either
this will
way,
be
whatever.
one long episode, or maybe it'll be 2 not as long episodes. But we'll see. But anyways, we will we'll put a cork in it for now. But,
I had one more thing that I wanted to say.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Before we put that cork in there, just a little fun thing that I didn't know, but I caught it very briefly the second time watching through number 4, and I looked it up just to make sure. Mel Brooks has a character.
I know.
He plays the blue elephant.
Yeah, I thought that sounded like him.
The name of the elephant is Melephant.
Oh my gosh.
And that's where we'll end it.
I thought it sounded like him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good way to end it. But
Yeah.
we will put a cork in it. We will see you in the next one. So have a good one. Bye.
Bye.